our theme is Celebrating Divine Truth. Reverend Petra from CSL Dallas kicked us off with a wonderful talk about welcoming our shadow, embracing all of who we are. Make sure you go back and check the replay of that. It was a fabulous service. We also celebrated this month with our annual candle lighting service that we were able to bring virtually to you this year. And last week, we continued on this theme of light, knowing that we must also talk about darkness. For light and darkness only have meaning in relationship with each other. In this world, we couldn't know dark without the contrast of light, and vice versa. People like Gandhi or Maya Angelou or Thich Nhat Hanh come to mind when we think of those who have faced hate and fear with love and forgiveness. They are true beacons of light that inspire our world. So what we know is that the light is inside each and every one of us. And depending on where you are in your own spiritual path, your own spiritual development, this light may be a flickering flame, or it may be a giant bonfire. But no matter what, a light is always there. And it is ready for you to nourish it and allow it to get bigger, brighter, and stronger. So today we get to wrap up this theme with our topic, Making Magic. Ooh. Where's our cauldron? We're going to do a little magic here, yes. And we also get to wrap up this year of 2020.
Yeah.
Let's put a bow on it and give it away.
Let's put a bow on it and let's give it to somebody you don't care that much about.
Right?
You understand what I'm saying? Wrap it up and give it to them.
Yes.
You know, like we used to do things as little kids, ringing doorbells.
Right.
And, yeah, we won't even get into that. All right, so, yeah, you know, it's hard to believe that 2020's gone. I mean, there's only a couple days left, right? It's like for those of you who got the end of the year community letter that I send out every year where I said, I quoted the Grateful Dead, what a long, strange trip it's been. 2020, goodbye, good riddance.
It's like, it feels like it was a nanosecond and it feels like forever at the same time.
Yes, exactly.
I can't believe the year's over, but yet it's felt like forever.
So making magic, what a joyful intention for life, making magic. When I think of making magic, though, I am reminded that life does not create randomly. We are each, through our own understanding and to the degree we cooperate with it, using the law of mind to create a magical, joyful, enchanting life. I have to cough. That was magical. Did y'all feel it? It's hard to believe that 2020 is leaving us, sometimes quickly, as you said, and sometimes slowly. And very often what happens at the end of the year is we all do, well, most of us anyway, do all kinds of rituals. We just had one. Create resolutions or intentions, set goals, and so on and so on. And our rituals tend to be around releasing the old and accepting the new, and make no mistake about it. We do that here at Ahava, and I do it personally. I do my own releasing and embracing ritual. And there's nothing wrong with tradition or ritual. It can be a beautiful thing. But here's the other side of the coin. Often when we set intentions, we have those intentions floating around in our head, which is pretty nice, you know, but it's not concrete enough. If you don't take the time to write them down and get a plan together, you probably won't take the action necessary to work on your intention.
You mean like maybe one of those planners, those mastermind planners?
Yes, exactly. One of those mastermind planners would be a good way to really work on your intention. For example, yes, you may have in your mind to sell your house, or drive across the country, or you want your kids to go to college, or maybe you want to retire someday. But if you don't have specific years designated and action plans and financial strategies to make them happen, then they may not become a reality, which means that you're not open and ready for that action to take place. Therefore, if you want to create magic, you have to learn how to create it. What I mean by that is you have to prepare for the magic to happen. You have to be open, ready, available, because the law works if you work it.
Yep.
For example, a magician doesn't perform magic tricks without first learning the complexities of that particular trick that they want to perform. So when we set our intention for 2021, it's imperative that we put our attention on our intention. When COVID happened, Reverend Rainbow and I got together and created a plan to keep the community of Ahava connected. We set our intention, we visioned, and then we got a plan together from that visioning. And the magical thing was that we became available for Spirit to work through us and as us, and because of it, more magical experiences happened.
Yes.
People stepped up to support the ideas and brought ideas of their own. So now we get to ask ourselves, how are we going to do the work to create the magic of 2021, both individually and as a community, regardless of the fact that we have not been together in person for many, many, many months? Because I want you to think about this. We're still the same. We're still the same.
We're still here.
But we just look different.
Yeah.
The community just looks different. We're presenting something to you in a new way. And we can certainly look back at what we have or haven't created and use this past year as a learning experience.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the thing.
Lots to learn.
You know, there's a lot to learn. Here's the thing about that. It's been a terrible year in so many ways. But we also have received extraordinary gifts. So part of that magic is giving thanks for all that we have gained, as well as acknowledging all that we have lost.
Yes, yes.
Did you get any gifts this year? What
You know, I think one of the greatest gifts that I experienced this year was creativity. This year, 2020 was like, creativity is a must if you're going to survive, right? And mostly around this idea of how to minister a community in a pandemic. I don't know about you, Reverend Soni, but I missed that class.
Oh, wow.
They didn't have that class
Me
in
too.
school, right?
Yeah.
They probably do now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was way long ago for me.
Oh, so long ago, yes. So being creative in how we get to create community together and facilitate a sense of connection and belonging in a world where we can't be together physically, that was the challenge, right? That was the opportunity to get to explore with a creative mindset and to be open for Spirit to use us and to bring a whole new idea of how we gather and how we relate in community. And we've been thrust into this technological world, forced to think outside of the box, and allow Spirit to inspire us with ideas. And we've had so many fun ideas this year. I mean, really, like if I were to look at kind of the gifts and the blessings, this creativity has come forth in so many fun ideas, like our drive-through prayer.
Love it.
I mean, that has been one of the most fabulous things I think that we've been able to do here during this time. And we've had an outdoor concert, socially distanced. We were able to even do meditation outside in the spring and summertime as well. We were still able to do a silent auction online with our quilts. So what we've seen is that being steadfast in our vision of what Ahava is and who we're here to be in this world, we have been able to still create that magic in our community. The candlelighting service, for example, to be able to experience that beautiful ritual and all the release and the let go and the music that came forth, and to still be able to light our candles and to look in the eyes of each other and see that light that we are through this beautiful technology called Zoom, right? And to see all those little squares of consciousness, as you call them, and to know that we are all the light. So how magical is it that we get to connect and communicate with others all around the world? It's been such a gift for Ahava, because as we've been thrust into this technological world, we've been able to expand our community worldwide. Worldwide. So technology itself is magical, right? It allows us.
It's magical, and sometimes it has a mind of its own.
It is often challenging when it has a mind of its own, and it's magical when it works. And it allows us to reveal and refine and apply new ideas and new ways of how to gather and connect. So Rev and Soni and I have really embraced this technology and embraced this as an opportunity to learn and to grow and to innovate how we are as our community. We didn't shy away or resist it. I mean, sure, there were moments of, oh, I wish I could just show up in the room and speak to the people like I used to, right? There are those moments, but the gift is being able to expand our message and to allow more people to connect virtually. And those that, not even across the world, but just an hour or so away that it might have been a challenge to get here, we have now expanded that way through all of our offerings online. And, we haven't been able to rely on the way things just always work, right? So each new event that, although this may be the 11th candlelighting service? We're in our 11th year?
Yes.
Although it was the 11th candlelighting service, it wasn't business as usual. We couldn't just say, okay, we're going to let the candle. We had to be mindful and thoughtful and create with intention and really ask, what is the purpose of this? And what needs to shift this year? And how can we still allow this purpose to reveal itself with intentionality on what it is we are here to offer? So we know that we will be getting back together at some point.
Oh gosh, I hope so.
And we still get to continue to grow online. So it's
Right.
like all that will still be here, and what we've been forced to create something new is really an opportunity, because now we have this whole other area that will continue to expand. So we'll have the in-person and the online. And it's really allowed us to teach spiritual principles and offer spiritual practices to community through this magic of technology.
The magic of technology. And the good news was that we were already live streaming.
Yes.
Before COVID happened, so we were in the groove already. There were many, many, many communities out there that had not been doing this,
Yes.
and they had to buy all kinds of equipment and learn how to do it. So
Yeah, so we had a smaller learning curve on that end, and we really got to allow this creativity to come
Yes.
through on how else can we connect? How else can we connect? So in his book, Magic of the Soul, Patrick Harbula says, finding the magic in every situation is a technique that can help us to accept whatever is happening in each moment. If it is magical, we can use it to increase our expression of soul energy and learn from the experience. So we will continue to find magic when we have eyes to see it, to see the beauty and the gifts in those hard places of life where we might rub up against each other, where we might be experiencing less than ideal circumstances in our world. We can choose to find the magic in the ordinary moments. I would say that has been another gift of this year, right, is remembering the magic of the ordinary. I've heard so many stories of people not being able to, go to work or be out and about and have had more time with family, and just remembering the importance of that slowing down and that connection and having meals together and just kind of huddling at home together. So the ordinary moment is so filled with the extraordinary. The more we practice witnessing the magic of life in the ordinary, the more equipped we will be when life gives us lemons to be able to make lemonade.
lemonade, I love it.
I love lemonade. And to work with these spiritual laws and practice divine alchemy. No matter what is coming through, we can allow this as a learning experience, right? And choose to see the wonder, the magic. Because life is magical, it's enchanting, it's mystical, it's awe-inspiring. Take nature, for example. The ordinary moment of the extraordinary sunrise or sunset. watching the way a flower blooms, or listening to the rain fall on the earth and feed the soil, it's hard not to be inspired by the magic of nature. And although we might not believe in magic in a fairy tale sort of way, I think my daughter does, but that's hers to do. We know that we get to create life in a magical and mystical way, full of wonder and mystery, when we welcome in all the gifts that life has to bring. So I invite you to ask, what gifts has 2020 brought you? It's a time of year when we get to kind of clear the path and prepare the way to welcome in the new year. We release what no longer serves, and we prepare a new beginning and a fresh start. We take time in our to use our spiritual practices such as visioning, and we get clear about what we desire and what we want to co-create in our life, knowing that we leave the how up to Spirit. And we get to put our attention on our intention, and then the path will be made clear. Each prayer, each affirmation, each visioning is another stepping stone on that path of intentionality, where we welcome in the moments of synchronicity, of wisdom, of divine guidance, of clarity, of peace, of love, of joy. Every day, every minute of every day, we can be mindful of the ways that love, joy, peace are showing up in, as, and through us. And this allows us to be more receptive to that infinite divine truth that is ever present and waiting our recognition of it. Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of the Science of Mind teaching, says, in our use of the law of mind, we do not have to force it, cause it to work, beg or cajole it. It exists and acts upon every thought we think, and we can never avoid using it. So our work is to get into right relationship with that law, with our intention, and with all of our spiritual practices to allow the law to work through us, for us, to open the door of our hearts and minds and to welcome in the good of life, saying yes to life and taking daily steps towards living our dream, living our vision for ourselves and the world with mindful intention.
Oh, exactly. As Reverend Rainbow said, this is the time to slow down and honor whatever has occurred, giving space for it all. You know, in Magic of the Soul by Patrick, he also writes, it must be emphasized that the goal is not to escape the pain or any emotion. Even though our experience of pain may be diminished significantly, we can go into the pain and experience the magic there, giving up our resistance, looking for the growth, and appreciating the wonder in every experience in life. To pause, you know, here's the thing, just to pause and honor small moments, you know, of joy and sadness and growth, and experience the wonder of life and be awed by the magical life is to know the presence of the infinite. You know, I often feel sometimes when I'm in meditation, I can feel the download of the infinite as me. Not just in the prayer chair or the spiritual practice, the possibility of living magical moments with the people in your life. You know, just bursting out into laughter, you know, because somebody said something funny. Slowing down and being open to the magic of who we are together. Letting us be an effortless revelation of spirit. Notice the small ways when we come together in the spirit of life that impact our life in big ways. Here's the deal. We're not magicians using smoke and mirrors. We are metaphysicians using principles and laws, experiencing life. Yes, magical lives. The magical life is real, and it is for anyone who chooses it or chooses to use it. So pause and notice the magical, mystical life we are now living as we shut the door on 2020. Shut it. You can slam that door if you want to. Go ahead. I don't blame you at all. Just pause and notice where we are now. It is not happening to you, but through you and as you.
Yes.
So I invite you this year, not only this week, but 2021, to envision your boldest, highest idea for life and align with that thought, align with that word, and align with that deed.
Yes.
Allow your imagination and delight in light to empower your thought, your inspiration to guide your word, and faith to fulfill your deed. As I have said, I can't even count the times I've said this. Make this the year to set your intention, put your attention on your intention, plan your work, and work your plan. As spiritual beings, we were created to love one another, to love well, to live as if the hearts in our homes and the hearts in our communities really matter. If you are within the sound of my voice, hear me when I say, you matter. You matter. Let's do this thing together. Let's make 2021 the best year ever for you and for me and for our community, for the well-being of the world, because it starts here. So I will leave you with this. Hans Christian Andersen wrote, "Every person's life is a fairy tale written by God's fingers." Beautiful. Shall we go into prayer?
That's correct.
Shall I start?
You start.
Okay. Take a magical deep breath in. Nice big long breath. And release. Knowing that there's only one power and one presence. I know this power and presence as love. Love, 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 and more love. For indeed, though we say it every week, that love is indeed the answer, let me never take that for granted. The power and the presence, the one mind, the one idea, the one ideal. This presence, this one mind, as a source of all things. The invisible made visible. The presence. The Atman, the Buddha. Jesus, Moses, Muhammad. Krishna. Whatever it may be, Mother Earth. The Divine Feminine. Whatever it may be, pulsating and invigorating each and every cell of this entire planet. Knowing that that is the source of all. That this is faith. This is the one mind. This is the universe. And so I know that as I declare this truth of the one source, as love and abundance and freedom, as power, as order, as all of these things, I know that it is simply no thing, it just is. And it's creating out of itself every minute, every second of every day what is only like itself. And so this power and this presence that I speak of is truly who I am as well. And it is from that well, from that soul knowledge that I simply speak this word for this community where I lie open to the infinite, knowing that as I declare this truth for myself, I declare it for this whole entire community and the world. That this power and presence that I know as love is right here, right now, birthing itself in every child that comes on the planet, every animal, every tree, every seed, everything birthing as this love. I know that this power and presence has abundance and prosperity, and therefore I know that for each and every person, that abundance is the greater truth to be known, regardless of any limitations, regardless of where anyone is in their life right now that may be experiencing lack and limitation. I am here to stand in the gap and declaring that there is only abundance and prosperity. And I know that as there is wholeness in the world, this wholeness that I know as the living Spirit is working its magic in and through and as every living thing. To know this truth and declare this truth, to stand in the gap for anyone who may not be on the same page right now. This community is here. As I pass my word, the Reverend Rainbow.
Yes, and taking a deep breath of acceptance, accepting this word that has already been spoken as I add my word to this field of prayer. Knowing that this is the year that we plan our work and work our plan. That Spirit is moving in as and through each one of us as this love, as this creative force energy, inspiring us to allow it to unfold perfectly in all the ways that we are here uniquely to give of our gifts and talents to this planet, to be in service to this planet, allowing infinite creativity, infinite wisdom, abundance to flow through each and every one of us. Showing up as love, allowing love to go before us each time we move into a new space. We carry that love with us, and we show up as love, and knowing that our energy, this vibration of love, changes the whole field as we enter it. For we are walking as magic, finding magic in those ordinary moments, honoring with gratitude and love the great mystery of life. And knowing that this awe-inspiring mystery of life is having its way as my very life right now. That I am divinely led and guided in all I am to do and to be right here, right now, in each and every moment. I simply remember this divine truth, and allow it to be the guiding force in my life. And with great gratitude, I release this word into the action of the law, this divine law that always says yes, it's always responding to